The man arrested in a mass shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue made his first appearance in court on Monday to officially hear the federal charges against him. The shooter will remain held in jail without bond. The next hearing in the case will be on Thursday, when the federal government will provide evidence that the suspect murdered 11 people, exercising their religious beliefs, and shot or injured 6 others. A 30-year-old woman blew herself up in the center of the Tunisian capital Tunis, wounding 9 people, including 8 police. The Interior Ministry is calling the incident a terrorist explosion. Witnesses described a blast on the central Habib Bourguiba Avenue, where hundreds of police later cordoned off an area near the capital's landmark municipal theatre and the French embassy. A Palestinian has been killed by Israeli fire in fresh clashes on the Gaza border. 27-year-old Mohammed Abu Abada was shot in the chest in protest along the border in northern Gaza. Israeli military says that some 3,000 Palestinians, rioters and demonstrators were gathered along the coast and border fence in the northern Gaza Strip. Israeli military spokesman says they were burning tires as well as hurling rocks and explosive devices towards soldiers and at the fence between Israel and the blockaded Palestinian enclave. German Chancellor Angela Merkel confirmed that she would not seek re-election as chairwoman of a Christian Democratic Union in December. The decision signals the beginning of the end of Merkel's 13-year era of dominance in European politics. Merkel said that she hopes her planned departure would end bitter fighting in her coalition and finally focus it on its task of governing Europe's biggest economy. French President Emmanuel Macron hailed Angela Merkel's decision to step down as German Chancellor in 2021. Speaking at a news conference, Macron said that Merkel's decision was extremely respectable and that she had faced great challenges as Germany's Chancellor. Macron added that the context of a rise in far-right parties across Europe, during which Merkel's announcement took place, was not reassuring. Delivering the last annual budget, Britain's finance minister said that the country's economy will grow 1.6% next year when the country exits the European Union. Philippe Hammond said that British gross domestic product growth would expand faster than expected in 2019, up from an official prediction of 1.3%. Made 7 months ago, while insisting that Britain's decade-long era of austerity is finally coming to an end. Hammond added that British economy continues to confound those who talk it down. Israeli Cabinet Minister Miri Regev paid a visit to Abu Dhabi's Grand Mosque in the latest showcasing of Israel's outreach to Gulf Arab countries. Regev was in Abu Dhabi, where Israel's judo team was participating in a major tournament. Her trip followed a rare visit to Oman by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday, hinting at Israel's warmer ties with Gulf states. The U.S. Defense Department has said that it's sending 5,200 active duty troops to harden the southern border against a migrant caravan making its way through Mexico. This is addition to the more than 2,000 members of National Guard already providing assistance at the border now. Officials say the troops will provide mission-enhancing capabilities and will be armed. Russia's best-known campaigning newspaper asked police to investigate after unknown individuals left 9 caged sheep outside its Moscow office. Some of the sheep were dressed in jackets with the word press and the paper's name on them. Novaya Gazeta is well known as in Russia for its investigation into official corruption. Its reporting on Chechnya criticism of the authorities and its coverage of the opposition. Now, 6 office journalists, including investigative reporter Anna Politkovskaya, have been murdered since 2000. And earlier this month, somebody sent a funeral wreath and a severed sheep's head to the newspaper's office with a note calling one of its reporters, Denis Korotokov, a traitor to the motherland. Tributes continue to pour in from the footballing world for Leicester City owner Vichai Srivadhama, who was killed in a helicopter crash. The football club owner, along with 4 others, was killed after his helicopter crashes and then exploded after a Premier League game on Saturday. The former professional footballer and current Leicester City club ambassador Alan has said that he wished to pay tribute to the father of 4, saying that the club's success would never have happened without the chairman. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange says that Ecuador is seeking to end his asylum in London embassy and hand him over to the US. Assange has cited a new set of rules governing his residence at the country's diplomatic mission as evidence. Assange spoke from the embassy via teleconference at the first hearing of a lawsuit in Quito that was initiated by his legal team against the Ecuadorian government. The lawsuit challenges the new rules, which require him to pay for medical bills, phone calls, and clean up after his pet cat. On the last day of his visit to Japan, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi signed key agreements with Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe. The 2 leaders signed 6 key agreements, crucial among them being a $75 billion currency swap agreement. The agreement will help bring greater stability to foreign exchange and capital markets. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that Japanese investors have announced an investment of $2.5 billion in India. In a bid to curb worsening air pollution in Delhi and neighbouring areas, Indian Supreme Court has prohibited the flying of 15-year-old petrol and 10-year-old diesel vehicles in the national capital region. It has also directed the Transport Department to take action against those who do not comply with directives. Terming the prevailing situation in Delhi NCR region very critical, the court has directed Central Pollution Board to create a social media account on which citizens could lodge their complaints directly about pollution. India's first engine-less train called Train 18 was unveiled on Monday in Chennai's Integral Coach Factory. After testing, it will be inducted in the Indian Railway fleet. The Make in India train has been manufactured by the Integral Coach Factory in Chennai at the cost of rupees 100 crores. The T18 train is expected to cut travel time by 15% compared to the Shatabdi Express trains. Heavy rains washed across Italy, causing water levels to rise and leaving St. Mark's Square in Venice awash with water. Some 43 inches of water covered the lagoon city's most famous square, making it almost impossible to see where the land ended and the sea began. A few people took to the raised walkways put in place for when the city risked aqua lata, or the high water level, in order for people to go about their business without getting their feet wet. Spanish emergency services are on search for a man who fell into the rough seas while fishing from a rocky area in Galicia. The temperatures plummeted over the weekend in Spain when an Arctic front brought heavy rain, snow and strong winds to various parts of the peninsula. A 57-year-old man and a 43-year-old woman reported missing in the Pyrenees, where they were hiking on Sunday. They were located by emergency services on Monday morning. The pair got lost due to severe weather. In the wake of the torrential rains and stormy weather which hit parts of southern Austria over the past few days, the water level in the Drava River rose to a 30-year high. The water level led to the evacuation of more than 60 people in an area in the town. The local rescue services are on alert as the rains are expected to continue till Tuesday night. The rains, accompanied with gale force winds of up to 120 kilometers per hour, caused road closures and power outages in some parts of the area. The elite of indoor skydiving showed off impressive athleticism and teamwork at the 3rd FAI World Cup of Indoor Skydiving. The event took place from October 25th to 28th in a wind tunnel in Zalak, Bahrain, and featured 240 competitors from all over the world skydiving in a variety of events. Team France were cheered on by a large crowd as they won gold in the 4-way formation skydiving. Team Firefly Singapore also impressed with their routine inside the wind tunnel during the D2 Women's Open, while Latvia's Tom Evans was victorious in the solo freestyle event. Tens of thousands of Mexicans lined the capital's Reforma Boulevard for the Day of the Dead parade, a modern twist on a belief that dates back to the pre-Hispanic era, fused with the Catholic festivals of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. The Day of the Dead is one of the most deep-rooted traditions in Mexico. It is celebrated by millions of people from Mayan Indians in the tropical south to urban professionals in Mexico City.